Finally doing it. I'm taking the 30-06 to the range. We're going to test the accuracy of this Savage Axis. The two bullets we are loading for is the 168 grain TTSX and the cutting edge 180 grain laser. I have high hopes that this gun's going to like both of these bullets, and it should be a fun time. So it's actually the next day. I had no plans after that range visit to even make a video. That's how poorly it went. And you know, I realized I'm a little guilty of just showing the good stuff. That sometimes I filter out the crappy groups, filter out what's realistic for the average shooter. Because to be honest, guys, I'm an average reloader, I'm an average shooter. There's bad days at the range, just like you have. So decided we're gonna go through with this video. I had some pretty mediocre groups from the 30-06. I had a gun that wasn't even hitting paper, 300 PRC. And then the 28 Nosler, well, that gun loves to put two next to each other and a flyer. So let's first start with the Savage Axis, the 30-06. We're going to do 168 grain TTSX. The powder I'm using is IMR 4064. Let's see how it shoots.
Well, we're not all.
Well, let the 30-06 barrel cool. I want to show you this new 300 PRC. It's a Fierce. It's my dad's Fierce. He wanted me to start load development, and I wanted to do it properly, so I am doing the Little Crow Gunworks method of finding a load, which is basically a ladder test, recording velocities and where it hits. But things kind of went awry. 300 PRC ladder test.
Wire. I'm gonna need a ramrod to get it.
Now let's move on to the 28 Nosler. This is a Savage 110 Ultralight. It does have a brand new Timney trigger because the stock trigger broke on me last time I shot it.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim at the upper, the top right here. Okay. One shot. Can you change the point of it?
Let's take a look at the groups. Okay. Let's start with the 30-06 and the 168 TTSX. The first group kind of sucked. Not kind of, it did. I think this was, one of these was the first one, that was the second, and the third was almost touching. It's kind of the theme of today, so maybe it indicates that it needs some seating depth work. So not great. And then we went up half a grain. It's getting better. The second shot comes out, and then the third one touches the other one. So again, maybe some seating depth work. Not bad, but not as good as I certainly want it to be. A 1.06 inch group. Now let's look at the 170 grain hammers with the 28 Nosler. This is kind of disappointing. Last time it shot sub quarter MOA, so it was kind of like this, but the third shot went in between. Unfortunately, the first shot went really high. The barrel was not a clean barrel. What I'm trying to say, it wasn't like a fouling shot, and then I don't know what the shift was, but I don't know. We'll have to maybe retest that again, because it's showing it wants to shoot. This is really the story of the 28 Nosler, is I can get two basically in the same hole, and then there's always that flyer, whether it's the first or third or second. It's just kind of the story of the 28 Nosler. We did get one decent group with the 28 Nosler with N570 and the 175 ABLR. This is kind of the story I've had with the 175 ABLR. They don't like grouping really close to each other like the other bullets, but they usually stay sub MOA. And what we have found is that it is a tack driver out at 1,000 yards in his gun. So while it's nothing to write home about at 100 yards, the thing just performs at distance. So this probably is going to be a keeper. Let's take a look at the cutting edge. You know, it's not too shabby. It was the best group with the 30-06. And, you know, it's sub MOA. I was really hoping that third shot would have gotten a little closer. Again, maybe some seating depth work is needed. I did load these like really close to the lands. They were almost touching. That's what cutting edge recommends. It has some promise, but again, as I said in the beginning of the video, nothing was really that great today. Everything was mediocre to really bad. So it is what it is. Well, let's talk about the problem child. What I think is wrong with this gun, why it's not hitting paper at 100, either has to do with the rings or something's wrong with the scope. This is a Vortex Razor, so I can already hear you anti-Vortex fans chuckling through the screen. Of course, it's this crappy made scope. It's kind of what I've narrowed it down to. I did bore sighted at 50. It should have been hitting paper at 100. And what I've noticed is the first time we ever took this gun out, it worked pretty darn well. We were shooting factory LDM ammo, and it was shooting 3/4 inch groups. The next time we took it out to 1,000 yards. The thing was all over the place. Weren't even close to hitting a target. And kind of scratching our heads, and now this is the third time, and we're not hitting paper at all. Now, you might ask, did you re-zero it back to 0? And yes, I did. And again, I had bore sighted this at 50. It should have been hitting at 100. So the only thing I can think of is the rings are loose, which that's a pretty easy check and fix. What I actually think it is it's probably the scope. Something's wrong with the scope. So good thing Vortex has that VIP warranty, but it's really too bad. I was really excited to put to test Little Crow Gunworks load development method, and I really wanted to find something good for this gun, so it just wasn't in the cards today.